we all go through a lot of battles. I don't think there's one guy out there that doesn't struggle with something involving mental health, and not only as an athlete, but everyone else in this world. I think a lot of people go through something at some point in their life, whether it's an everyday battle or it's something that comes and goes. It's something we all struggle with a lot, and finding the resources and having people to talk to and having a support system is, I think, how everyone gets through these things. I think it's really tough for young guys, like especially guys that maybe come off of a very high, like in their junior careers or college, like turning pro and say they're drafted high, signed a contract early, stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you're met with playing in the American Hockey League, and you're surrounded by other really good hockey players as well. And a lot of them are a lot older than you. You run into possibly getting sent down to the East Coast League, which is a huge hit to a lot of guys' egos, and it's really tough. And for those guys, it's just understanding that it's all just part of the process. I think when you put things into perspective and you look at in this moment, in my own view, like this is the hardest thing that I'm going through. And when you put things in perspective and you look at the bigger picture in life, and like, hey, you got two legs, you're not sick, your family's doing well and they're not sick, like there's a lot of things you can kind of look to. It's understanding that we're very blessed, we're very fortunate for what we have, and just take a step back sometimes and just be thankful for what we're going through. And I think for me, that was like the biggest thing. Is like, for me, it was like God's like putting all these things in front of me to, they're all obstacles. They're all something that's all going to make sense in the end. He's putting me through it. He wouldn't be putting me through this if it wasn't for a reason, to sculpt me and to make me into the person I am today. So I think having that perspective is huge, and can really like help younger guys, not get so caught up in the day-to-day, and to not go down that rabbit hole of depression and everything else. When you're by yourself going through something like this, I don't know how you could come out on top. Like it's really tough for that to happen. So I think it's probably the most important thing is having someone in your corner, someone to talk to about these things, and to get the things out that you need to talk about, and what you're going through, and being really open with people. Like it's not a sign of weakness. Still to this day, like there's still really sad stuff happening. Like it just popped in my head, but I don't know if you saw it. Rondell Moore, he's a wide receiver for the Cardinals. Like he just took his life recently, and there was two other football players who also took their lives. And you got three guys that had promising NFL careers, and we sit back and are like, what were they so depressed about? What was in their brain? And we'll never really understand what was there, but it's like something like that is so tragic. Because I look at it and I'm like, I was right there. Like I was right at that same exact moment, and I just took a different route, and I was saved, and I was very lucky enough to have the people I had in my corner. And it's tragic that stuff like that is still happening, and it probably, we'll probably never fully get rid of it, but we have come a long way in mental health and people talking about it. That's the biggest thing. And I try to like reach out and ask people, like good close friends, even little distant friends I don't talk to as much, like just how's your mental health? Like how's things going with that? Like, are you good? And I feel like a lot of people can confide in me, and I hope that they do, in case people are thinking bad thoughts. There is a way out of this, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and like there's a reason why you're going through this. And as someone who's been suicidal, as someone who's been very close to that point of taking my own life, like I'm telling you, like there is another side. Like there is, like you can get through this, that small moment of what you're going through right now, even if it lasted 2 years, 5 years, whatever. Like I was there. I had a long strand of a very tough life, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You can get out of it.